What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CinqBoys
Hey
podcast.
boy!
We've been away for a bit, but we're still bringing the heat. You better
Yes,
believe it.
yes, yes, yes.
Uh, Joe, right off the bat, I want to ask you a question. So, on the Steve Dangle podcast, Adam Wild brought up the idea that how in soccer leagues overseas, there's a lot more focus and a lot more prioritization slash regular season champions is celebrated a lot more. Do you feel like the NFL, the MLB, the NHL, the NBA, do you think we overlook the regular season champion too much because the playoffs is like a whole nother sport, a whole nother season?
Not necessarily. Like in the NBA, the regular season champion, dude, the Suns were by far the regular season champion this year. They were higher by like 9 games, and they lost to the 4 seed in the second round. Like, and how many games were the Suns? Like, the Suns were healthy the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams, like throughout any sport throughout the regular season, are not healthy for a period? Like the Warriors are a perfect example, dude.
Mm-hmm.
At pretty much every point in the season, they had one at least, maybe two of their stars on the bench. Like, what's a win against the Warriors in the regular season mean? Nothing, because they didn't have everybody out there. But once they did, they mowed through everyone. We said it throughout the whole playoffs. And dude, the playoffs is a longevity thing. Like to be like the NFL is different because it's like it's one game. Like, dude, the Giants Super Bowls. As much as we like brag about them, it was one game
Mm-hmm.
in where their defense actually shined more than the offense did in every one of those games that they won on those runs. And it's Eli Manning, dude. Like Tom Brady winning 7 Super Bowls is way more, like meaningful to me because he's done it over the course of 20 years. But like the two like quick Super Bowls that Eli got when the rest of his career was losing, no. But to kind of round out that answer, when you have to play 16 games like the NHL and the NBA in a row against the best teams in the league, that's way more impressive to end up on top of it.
So the kind of argument that they made was, you're playing every team in the league opposed to half the league. You could dispute that argument with just you're playing overall better competition. Um, it was just outrageous to me to hear that take because I was trying to play devil's advocate here on the other side of the way that you stand. There is no standing point. Yeah, you beat the the Trailblazers and the Rockets. You beat the Blackhawks and the Sabres. Like these aren't teams that are competing for anything. Yeah, it's a new season pretty much when you get to the playoffs. Yeah, the game might be called a little differently, but everybody wants to see the best against the best. That's the whole intrigue about sports. You can't crown a regular season champion and have that hold any weight if they got knocked down in the first or second round.
Dude, perfect example is the Panthers and the Flames this year, dude. Those teams were borderline unstoppable in the regular season. And when it came time for everybody to start watching and for everyone to know that these games matter, dude, I don't know if you remember this stuff when you played varsity football, but it's like when I played varsity baseball and we were in a county game or we were even against a regular rival, it feels different. And I've folded a bunch of times. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I folded. It would be like bottom of the sixth inning, we're up 1 run, and there's a guy on second, and they hit a grounder to center, and the ball gets fucking behind me because I'm too nervous about that one little moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like playoffs in a professional sport have that weight and bring you that feeling, even as a fan, as a player. Like, yes, winning those games is way more impressive, dude. I'm shitting bricks on grounders to center.
Yeah, I have a little tale of my own. Um, we were in the semifinals before the championship, and I wasn't having a great game the whole game. It was my birthday,
Mm.
and I didn't tell anybody on the team, but it was still like a lot of pressure. And I was a junior. It was my first year starting. We were in a playoff game that if you won, you go to the championship at MetLife, and the other team's driving down the field, and they didn't pass the ball a lot. And I'm playing safety, and they finally throw it to my side. And little 170-pound, 5'9" Jack throws his full body weight into this kid while he's trying to catch a ball and tiptoe it. And he makes the catch. I didn't really do anything. And I let up a huge play. And it was like a 3rd and 20. And they got it. And I blew it. Dude, there is so much on the line. It is not like when you're playing a regular season game, like half your guys could be dogging it. Like,
Dude,
I don't
that
know.
reminds me of that play, the Diggs sideline touchdown. Like Marcus Williams was the guy.
I think that's his name.
Dude, he was just trying to make the play. He knew the game was on the line. Diggs knew the game was on the line. Dude, Diggs didn't really go up for that like it was like, the be all end all. He really just like raised up maybe like 6 inches off the ground, caught it right in front of his face, and Marcus Williams just happened to totally miss. Like, but being Marcus Williams, it's like you are doing everything in your power on that play to try to read the quarterback and all this, that, and a third. And like, not everybody's built for that moment, dude. It's really all I could say, like to a certain extent, where I'm more talking about the 1%ers that nothing phases them whatsoever. Like, I guess Kobe, Steph are
Hmm.
good examples, like Jordan. But that's where legends are made, dude. There's a reason why we put those guys on a pedestal. It's because they
Hmm.
do it when it matters the most.
Yeah, they
Tom Brady.
perform in the biggest moments. So that kind of shuts the door on that conversation. Totally disagree with those guys. Still love the podcast. Um, Big time players up in big games. That's all I got to
That's it,
say.
bro. Look good, feel good, play good. Big time players make big time plays. Let's fucking know it.
Yes,
Yes,
Faze.
guys.
So we're gonna jump right into the MLB trade deadline. See, we kind of loosely follow the sport. Joe's a Yankees fan. I'm a Red Sox fan. We're not having a great year. The Yankees pulled away at the very beginning, and it's kind of been catch
Bro,
up.
holy shit, dude. Don't act like it was just the beginning of the year we went on a run. We just won our 70th game yesterday, like 10 days after the All Star
I
break.
wasn't taking anything away from them. I was
All right,
just
listen.
speaking from a Red Sox
I just.
standpoint,
Okay.
and the Yankees pulled away at the very beginning, and all the other AL East teams have been trying to play catch up the whole year, and they're just not as deep. They're not as good. They're not getting as many wins, and the Yankees have locked up that top spot in the AL, and they made some pretty good ads. Their rotation is pretty solid throughout the whole season, but they shipped one out and got one in. I think they got a second arm, that Efros guy, but
He's a reliever.
Frankie Montas from the A's, he was the Athletics ace this year.
Dude, I really hope he pans out. There's a lot of guys like me and Jack last night were watching the Yankee game, and in the eighth inning, that guy Scott Efros, I don't know if you knew this, was pitching, and he was sweating uncontrollably. His face was red. He was shaking his balls
He
off.
was like,
Oh no! He was just like that, like exactly what we just said with me in center field on a ground ball when there was a guy on second. Was him. Like it was like every single pitch he was praying to fucking God that it wasn't going to be hit out of the park. And the dude hit a ball to the right field warning track, and you could see this guy go woo, catches the ball like shaking, going back to the mound. Like wow, it got really off track there. But that guy's a reliever. I just hope that like coming to New York and knowing that they have a chance to win the World Series, these guys aren't going to fold. I feel like the expectations when you come to the Yankees organization is so fucking high. Like Benintendi has like gotten one hit or two hits with the Yankees since he got traded.
it's the market
Fuck.
too. The thing about Benintendi is I know him well from the Red Sox. I was a big fan of him ever since he got called up. And he started off strong. He was a good 1, 2 hole guy, and then he kind of fell off. I think the market got to him. It was a little bit too much pressure. We won a World Series championship in 2018, but he wasn't really a bat in that. We had so many other guys. We had Mookie, JD, Devers, Jackie Bradley was stepping up. Steve Pearce won World Series MVP. So Benny, he's going to be a defensive asset, but maybe a little bit of a liability at the plate.
I mean, dude, the guy they replaced was Joey Gallo, who, dude's like probably 6'3", 215, can run and can has a cannon. So like it's definitely like a big shoes to fill in terms of fielding the ball. But once Stanton comes back, they're gonna have, I guess, Benintendi in left, Judge in right, or Judge in center, Stanton in right.
Probably
Actually,
DH Stanton, and you could have like a
Hicks.
rotating cast of, yeah, like Hicks. Because any of those guys, probably Benny has to stay in left, but any of those guys can play
Yeah.
center. Um, I'd say probably put Judge in right. Doesn't have to cover as much ground. I know he's really fast, really athletic, but you really want to like your biggest arm in right. But
Henry Yankee Stadium, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's such a small outfield and right field at Yankee Stadium. I would play Judge in center. There's so much more ground to cover in center field. But
but the Yankees look like they got better. Um, Team's already really great. They got a lot of hitters. They're a scary squad. I think it's all going to fall on pitching and rotation. And they added, but we'll see how they do. Garrett Cole fell apart in the wild card game last year. Um, Hopefully he can have a good postseason this year.
dude, Garrett Cole. I saw this rumor at Applebee's just now on the bottom line of ESPN. He's given up the second most home runs in the AL this year,
Yeah,
or in the MLB. Like,
no, in the
fuck, dude.
AL.
And he's like 9-3 as a starter with like a 3.03 ERA. But you can't be just giving up those tee shots.
Hmm.
Because then what are you worth, dude? All right, you had a 3-hit game, but all of them were fucking home runs.
Yeah.
And we lost 3-2. Thanks, dude. Wow, I'm being really fucking harsh right now.
Well, it kind of comes with being a Yankees fan, and the Yankees market is like you can pay all these guys. You have pretty much an unlimited payroll, and you have such a stacked team right now that you look for the little imperfections and things to get mad at. And if you really look hard enough, you could find some, but because no team's ever going to be perfect. But the Yankees are freaking deep, man.
And deep stuff everywhere. They also got Matty Carp's cleanup spot. He plays outfield, but he's like
Yeah,
learning.
he's probably like the seventh best hitter on the team. It's crazy. Dude, I put him around the Hicks range, but you got
No,
DJ, you
no,
got
no.
Donaldson, you got Judge, Stanton,
Rizzo,
Rizzo. Like,
Benintendi.
I, yeah,
I mean, dude, he will probably catch fire. Hopefully, it's at the right time. But you don't go from batting 316 to now you're not that. You know what I'm saying? Like one day later, I understand like pressure the first couple games, first couple weeks, but like he'll wake up. He seems like he's happy.
I feel like you're kind of playing with house money though. When you're on like the Royals, nobody's really paying attention to you. You're an all-star just because of your average, pretty much. Like he has 3 home runs on the year. Um, you're
Dude, if you
playing
look at
you're
his, it
playing with
reminds
house
me of
money.
Brett
The
Gardner,
pressure doesn't even exist in Kansas City. But
especially with how they were what team was playing.
talk about pressure this year. The Padres almost closed the gap against the Dodgers in the I think
Chris,
in late July, and then the Dodgers went on an absolute tear, winning like 12 or 14 games or something, completely widening that gap. But the Padres added the biggest name. I didn't even think this guy was going to go by the trade deadline. I thought he was too big of a name. It was too on short notice that he was unhappy. Like the All-Star game was when all this stuff started breaking, and that was mid-July. and he got traded a couple days ago.
Dude,
Like
yeah.
2 weeks. It's not a lot of time for all this stuff to resolve itself, but Padres added. They sent, I think, 5 prospects and Luke Voigt to the Nationals for Juan Soto and Josh Bell. Not just Juan Soto, Josh Bell as well. Guy's a great hitter. Guy's a excellent first baseman. Um, have all of our
Dude.
good pieces. We'll take your young question marks. Um, Juan Soto, everybody's already calling this guy like a generational talent, top 5 player in the league, all this stuff. Would have been really fun to see him on the Yankees, but I don't think there's enough room for him and Judge. So,
I think judges get on that. We'll talk about that. Just like who says, yeah, there's a lot of great Yankees. You know, you'll remember me as a great Yankee. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
like you heard that quote. That wasn't just me relaying it to you, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that was during an interview on Twitter. But
after the game, at the All Star game, actually.
yeah. Um but the Padres, Machado, Tatis is coming back. Now they got Soto. They also added Josh Hader. He's considered one of the best closers in the game. Um See if the Padres can make a run, but they're going to be a team going forward. Got 3 real big pieces. Machado is in the MVP, the NL MVP conversation for a little bit this year.
Yeah,
They
he's
got
been
3 great players over there. But moving on to the Stro show, almost just got swept by the Sox. Yikes. Um, I flip on Twitter probably 20 minutes before the game on Monday, and Christian Vasquez gets traded to the Astros. The Red Sox are playing the Astros. They're in Houston. He's like being asked questions because the news just breaks and he's right outside the dugout and he's getting bombarded by media. And one of the Red Sox like coaches or something like pulls him out of there. It's like, dude, imagine getting traded to the team you're playing. You get pulled out of the game. Like, oh, I was going to start tonight. Um, Made his debut on the Astros yesterday. It's a good ad. He's a good catcher, man. He can hit. He's a good all-around player. He's never going to be anything special, but he'll hit a ding dong here and there. He'll get some clutch hits. He's got a whole bunch of playoff experience. He's a great player.
dude, I don't really know much about it. Dude, I don't understand like the MLB trade line. There was a I think I counted that the Yankees by themselves had 5, and I understand they were big, big buyers and sellers at the deadline, but I feel like the MLB trade deadline has more trades than any other sport does at the deadline. I feel like a lot of teams in the NBA stay put at the deadline. A lot of teams in the NFL, even, dude.
Dude,
Like,
I feel like the
I don't see
NFL
any
is
mid-season.
silent.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't see any mid-season moves in the NFL. Is there even a trade deadline?
Like you'll see remember Melvin Ingram went to the Chiefs late last year?
That was a trade. I'm pretty sure he got cut,
Exactly. It's like Von
Yikes.
Miller, Von Miller to the Rams from the Broncos. Was that a trade?
I
It
don't
had
think
to have
so,
been.
dude. I think that the Broncos cut him because he was too expensive.
Dude, it had to have been a trade. He was playing with the Broncos earlier in the season. And why would they cut him if they could trade him for value?
That's how it works, dude.
But not mid-season. It's not like a
Dude, yeah, I guess you're right. I have no clue what happened.
I think it was a trade. But back on the MLB, I know it's not the most interesting sport in the world. Um, Trey Mancini made his debut also for the Astros yesterday. Came over from the Orioles. This guy beat cancer, and then I think afterward signed an extension with the Orioles.
What do you
That's
mean?
loyalty. That's like I just look death in the face, beat it up, and then re-signed with one of the worst franchises in baseball, saying, I want to be here when they turn it around. What a
Well, I
guy.
mean, dude, he probably had a lot of people that were in his corner. when he was at his lowest there. That was probably the easiest decision he ever had to make.
He totally could have been like, life's too short. I want to win a championship.
I think that's shallow. Actually, really shallow.
I I don't think it's that shallow at
Life
all.
or death situation, and you're gonna immediately, dude. He could have cancer tomorrow. Cancer doesn't just go away forever. It could come back like that with people that have had cancer. And he's probably thinking about that all the time, dude. I would have wanted to stay in Baltimore. Actually, it's fucked up that they traded him. Fuck the Orioles. I was a big Orioles guy maybe like 2 weeks ago. Fuck the Orioles.
They
Fuck the Orioles.
traded him because he's a valuable asset, and they got
See, now
stuff
we're talking
for
about
him.
business. Dude, you went from like life or death decision, like
I don't
crediting what's his
understand
face?
some of your takes sometimes. I think you
Because
straight
it's
up
so
just try
deeply
to
emotional.
oppose me.
No, no, definitely not on this one. No. I don't like emotional attachment to an organization like a bad one, like we're talking about, is the opposite side of the spectrum as ruthless business decision. So which side are you taking?
I'm talking about the player being loyal to his squad and how
Exactly.
that's commendable.
Yeah, but then you're also like, yeah, it's like business decision.
He didn't ask to be traded.
Yeah, but the team.
Dude, who
Never
am
mind,
I?
dude. I
Yeah,
don't know. You're not taking
who am I to judge the
you're not
Orioles,
taking a
dude?
side.
I don't
What do you
care.
mean? I hate that.
Why?
Because our job is to judge people. That's why we're doing this. Yeah, dude.
Dude, I don't give a damn about the Orioles.
Okay, dude, I'm not saying that we have to care about it. I'm saying I'm saying that our like us doing this is like us putting out our opinions on people, decisions, teams, organizations, coaches, no matter what it
Okay.
is, dude, it's our opinion. I lost our train of thought, our collective train.
Dude,
What are we talking about?
my stance, commendable. This guy probably could have gone anywhere, decided to re-sign with one of the worst franchises in the league. The business and the team, they traded him for assets. They might get him back next year.
Next year, bro. What is this, a fairy tale? That's not this isn't an hour and a half movie, dude. Where this shit they just cut scene to like the deadline the next year or the off season.
So the
He's
last team I wanted to talk
gone.
about was the New York Mets.
Yeah,
They had this guy, Darren Ruff. He's a first baseman,
garbage
DH.
job.
I really know nothing about him,
Nothing.
but I looked up this little list beforehand of the top signings and tradings, and that was one of them. I am rooting for the Mets this postseason.
Yeah,
I
the
wouldn't
Nets are
be
definitely my NL team.
I wouldn't be too mad about the Yankees. I mean, I'm a Red Sox fan, but that the hate isn't really. I'm really just annoyed by the Yankees fans, but I don't really hate the Yankees. Like the team is like borderline likable. Like
Yeah, I agree, dude.
I was a big fan of
Rizzo,
Donaldson when he was on the
yeah.
Jays, dude. Uh who else?
DJ LeMahieu.
Rizzo is a lovable guy.
Yeah,
That
big
guy is
time.
like probably the coolest guy in any room that he's in. Um DJ
And
LeMahieu, great player. He seems like he's really focused, like just really just wants to succeed all the time, really driven. And
Judge is just a fucking superhero, dude.
and I
I
just
like
I
this is
guess
like
I
a
hate Garrett Cole. That's a little bit
he
like
just
the
looks like
only
he
thing.
doesn't care.
He I don't know, the whole spider tack thing like last year or 2 years ago, like that really like set me off. Like
What the fuck is a spider tack?
it was remember when they outlawed all the substances that like helped the spin rate and all that? Like apparently he was heavily using that and he was like, a lot of our guys like in the league that are pitching this is actually how he talks. We really relied on that. We grew up using that. We've never really gripped a baseball barehanded, that we've always had some stuff and
What a fucking pussy, dude. I don't want to talk about him ever again on this show.
All right, so can
unless
we
he's
call him
starting in
Kermit?
like the ALCS. I
I'm calling him
guess. I mean,
Kermit.
I hate him. I don't hate him that much. I'm just like I don't want to. I don't want to think about it. Yikes! I don't know if that's better.
But we have the MLB playoffs and the MLB season winding down soon. We got our players. I really like the Mets. I really like what they're doing. DeGrom didn't have a great first. Actually, he did. They
He
just pulled
did.
him
They
too
just pulled
early.
him. Yeah.
Um, him and Scherzer, that's really scary going into any playoff series. And I think the Mets are players. The Astros are going to be right back in the ALCS, just like they are every year. The Dodgers, I didn't bring them up. I don't know if they made a massive amount of moves or any big names, but I think they're always deep. They're kind of like the Yankees before the Yankees. They're just always they have a lot of money
Dude, they're
and
so fucking deep. The
yeah,
Dodgers.
they still have guys like Justin Turner. Like now they have Trey Turner from the Nationals. They have Max Muncy who just came up and he's a great player and they got Kershaw and Walker Bueller. They're just a really deep team. So they're going to be in it. We'll see how far the Padres go. Um, but it doesn't look like my Sakis are going to make it, even though
Dude,
they
yeah.
they kind of bought at the deadline.
You were talking about how in the beginning of the season the Yankees ran away with the AL East at least. Dude, the fucking Blue Jays are like in second place right now, and they're like 3 games above 500. And the Red Sox are 1 game below 500, I believe. Like it's close between the other 3 teams, but the Yankees are so fucking far ahead. And I don't, dude, I think the Dodgers are going to beat the Yankees in the old LA New York World Series. Maybe the Padres make a run for the Dodgers, but dude, the Dodgers are a fucking freight train. They have some hitters over there, dude. Holy shit.
I can't believe you're saying that as a Yankees fan. Like your team is the team with the hitters.
Dude,
I
the
just think
Dodgers
that the
line up is
Dodgers are
unbelievable.
very, very well rounded. Um, right now, Toronto has the top wild card spot. They're 8 games above 500. No, 12 games above 500. Seattle's 8 games above 500 in the second spot, and Tampa holds the third spot, 6 games above 500. The Sox are the fourth team outside of the wild card, and they are an even 500.
Yeah, I mean, that series against the Astros definitely did them some good.
But you have, if we include the top of the wild card, we you have 7 teams within 5 wins of each other. That's tight.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the Sox schedule, and I was trying to see maybe there's a chance we sneak in. I was the fact that we haven't won a single series against an AL East opponent the entire season,
Yeah, super
not even
yes.
the Orioles, like just cut your losses. This season's over. Like I'm not going to say tank, but if anybody is feeling 50% or 75% or 90%, if there's somebody that doesn't feel 100% ready to play each game, don't risk them. Don't risk injury. Give JD, Devers, and Xander some rest days here and there. We need their longevity. We need to re-sign them. This year is 2022 is not our year. So
All right. All right, I feel like I have to say this. So Jack's friend Sharif is really good at blackjack and really good at gambling in general. And me and Jack put down baseball parlays sometimes, right?
and we watch baseball every day. We
Watch
actually
baseball
watch
every
the
fucking
games.
day. Do the research before this, that, and the third. Sharif last night was like, I think I'm gonna put a parlay down. Let's trail each other, tail each other, whatever you call it. My parlay went 2 for 2 if the Marlins win. And or 2 and 2. Jack's parlay, how did you do today?
I think it was a 6 legger. I know I picked the Mariners in one. Um, I'm just gonna say I went 500. Maybe I just have no idea.
All right, so based off everything I just said about Sharif, he pretty much doesn't know anything about baseball, and he puts together this nine-legger with one. Okay, so it was two underdogs, but he picked the Phillies to beat the fucking Braves.
And we
That
both
actually
took the
pissed
Braves to cover.
unbelievable. The Braves win. He picked the
The
Twins to beat
Phillies
the
won.
Tigers, which was an easy one. I picked the Rangers over the Oilers. The wow, dude, what the fuck? Over the Orioles because Martin Perez or Perez.
Martin
Yikes.
Perez, he was a
Martin
sock
Perez,
last year.
dude, he's unfucking believable this season. I'm pretty sure he's an all-star. He was pitching against the Orioles, who aren't that good. The fucking Orioles win. He picked it. Astros beat the Sox. That one, it wasn't really hard to pick that one. Um, and then the Mets beat the Nationals, and he has the Marlins to beat the Reds without contra pitching. Alcantara, really? I got it. I'm
Alcantara.
so bad at names recently, dude.
I
Between the
think you.
NHL and
I
the
think you
MLB,
just. I think you just missed the A in between the T and the R.
and I'm
You always
reading
say
it.
Alcantara.
Yeah, dude. I'm so bad at fucking names in those two sports. Marlins are up 3-0 in the middle of the eighth inning at home, so they have to get 3 outs. The Brewers are up 4-2 in the bottom of the fourth. He took the Brewers over the Pirates, which Pirates are one of the worst teams in the MLB.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
the
the last
Brewers were
pick,
pretty heavy favorites.
they were minus 210. And then the Dodgers are pitching Urias against the Giants, who's pitching Cobb, but the Dodgers are minus 162 favorites. That's the last leg. So as of right now, his 9 picks, 8 of them look fucking solid. And the Dodgers are a good bet any night of the week, no matter who's pitching or what's going on. And they're actually on the road, but still, dude. Like Sharif, what the fuck, dude? This guy has good for you. That's all I gotta say. And I'm
Yeah, I
happy
was
I
gonna
tailed
say I
it.
can't even get mad because we tailed it, but at the same time, it's like, what? How?
Unbelievable, dude. Unfucking believable. Sorry, I just like have FanDuel open and I'm just like looking down at it every so often. I had to mention it. All right, you good on baseball?
Yeah, we're good on baseball. I just wanted to touch on one thing in the NHL. Pierre-Luc Dubois, third overall pick in the 2016 draft, voiced his displeasure for playing for the Blue Jackets. He's only like 23 at the time, and he asks for a trade. He gets traded 1-for-1 for the second overall pick, the same draft, Patrick Laine, because he wasn't happy where he was at. Laine now just re-signed. I think he took an 8-year deal or a 5-year deal. Yikes. Probably should know that. Um, and he's happy in Columbus. They just got Johnny Hockey. They got a bunch of young guys coming up. Jake Voracek, great goalie core, pretty good defense. They're going to be pretty set. Pierre-Luc Dubois is not happy in Winnipeg. And it leaked out recently that he wanted to go play for his hometown Habs. Dude, what do you think about a 24-year-old, 4 years into his career, 5 years into his career, having already asked for two trades?
I don't think I've seen any situation like this before in any other sport. It,
He's a
dude, like
great
how
player. He
I was gonna
puts
say,
up
like how good is
numbers.
he? Like how much pull does he really have?
He's
You
like
know,
a
like
Kadri. Like if Kadri's here, he's like there. He's like top of the line, second line center, very like average to like above average top line center.
I mean, dude, he's so young. Like, if it doesn't work out on the next team, like, where is his passion? Where does it lie? Because it's hard to jump from team to team to team and develop chemistry and develop your own game. Because, like, playing with your teammates is only going to result in better play individually. So, like, if he stayed on the same team for a bunch of years without requesting trades, like maybe he is that above average first line center.
Hmm.
Like dude, I think it's weird. I think it's weird, and I don't really like it. I think I'm officially not a fan of this guy, no
I think
matter
you
what.
and me are big time like principal loyalty guys, and it's like
Yeah, it
the
makes sense.
complete opposite.
Makes sense for everybody to do that.
You know, they took you in the draft. They didn't have to draft you.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's definitely where I stand. I am not a multimillionaire playing professional sports, so I don't know what it's like.
neither do I. I don't do that either.
Yeah, I mean, we are wearing
I
our
mean,
own
yeah,
jerseys.
yeah, yeah. You know what it is. Best quarterback in the league on my back.
Who's that? Kerry Collins?
Shut the fuck up, dude. Danny Dimes.
Giants are looking up. You want to talk about the Giants for a little bit, and then we'll
Yes,
go into the
I
AFC
do.
East.
Thanks for asking me. All
So
right,
training camp.
dude. Training camp is training camp, but like Dable and Shane, when they get up on the podium, they're both just like, yeah, like this is about it. We're about to fuck shit up. Like we got a good thing going, and then like there's a couple like keywords and key phrases that I'm kind of catching on to. Like in the beginning, they before they started like really practicing, Dable was like, "Yeah, I want Daniel Jones to feel comfortable taking risks." So there's that. And then today we listened to a Kadarius Toney interview, and what I picked up on was he was like the routes themselves and the play calls are more flexible, and they rely on your chemistry with the quarterback, which tells me that it's going to be either an in or a flag like option route for the receiver, and that's where the chemistry comes in. Is like Daniel Jones being able to read the corner and knowing that Tony's going to hit the flag because the corner is going to cut the route on the in
Mhm.
route. You know what I'm saying? Like so, that's I think the risks that Dable was talking about was like getting comfortable taking risks in general, but then understanding that this is like a foreshadowing to where they're going to want to be at in a couple months, which is an
Now,
ideology that I didn't think Judge had. Like Judge was just strict, just like everything needs to be this way, or you guys are fucking up.
now, I know you're a big time Daniel Jones guy. Could you remove that bias? You don't have to take the shirt off, but could you figuratively take that jersey off your back
Okay.
and think unbiased? Do you think that he will be able to be successful in a complete read and chemistry offense when passing the ball? That's something that I'm really worried about hearing actually, because he seems like a guy that struggles to make decisions, hesitates. We'll see how much he's improved in that facet of the game, but I could see a lot of throwing the ball the wrong way, thinking he's going the other way, mistakes this year.
It's a good point. I definitely think that is it's probably going to happen a lot, even. But
Yeah, like one, two, three times, like no problem, as long as they're not all picks. But like if it's kind of like consistently happening throughout the whole year, it's like I don't
dude,
know, it
it's
might be
also like a
Taylor time.
like reps type of thing, dude. If talk of Tyrod Taylor gets mentioned at all during the season, like it's gonna fucking drive me insane. Number one.
It's gonna happen.
I know. I'm just telling you. Those are gonna be some of my biggest rants is talking about fucking Tyrod Taylor. Because we know what Tyrod Taylor is. He's not 10th year in going to all of a sudden elevate this team to what we thought it was going to be in the first place. We don't gain anything by investing time on the field into Tyrod Taylor. He is a mentor, and to be a mentor strictly in my mind, we don't gain anything as an organization putting him on the field. It's just like not like it, but kind of like the Geno Smith for Eli Manning. We're not fucking gaining anything here. Why are you making that move? But in terms of what you're talking about with like, do I think that he's capable of it with the unbiased? Dude, what physical tool does he not have?
But that's what it is, dude. It's physical. Why is Tom Brady a
Yes,
good quarterback?
it
It's
reads,
all
and
mental. It's
it's
just he's
also the
so
offense,
smart.
dude. Like like he played what 18, 19, 20 years in a system offense where literally anybody that they plugged in was going to be successful if they just followed the system. Anyone, dude. They didn't have any big name like receivers. If there was a big name receiver, it's because their name was made being on that team for like 3, 4
But
years in
that's
a
the
row.
thing. That's one of the big things about the Pats throughout his whole tenure is that like the best receiver they had was Randy Moss at the tail end of his career, and nobody even close.
Wes Welker, Dion Branch,
Julian Edelman, Danny
Julian Edelman,
Amendola.
Gronk. I mean, yeah, Gronk, but Gronk is a tight end in a system offense where, dude, like in his case, speed is not on his side, size was on his side, and his quarterback was on his side and his hands. So it's like the physical tools were there, and he plugged into the system, and it worked out in everybody's favor. But like when it comes to everything else, dude, like those three guys that we mentioned made a name for themselves on the Patriots. Can you even name another one? I can't. And they've drafted first round receivers in the past, and how many of them have ever panned out? None
Mhm.
of them. N'Keal Harry just got traded in the offseason this year, dude. After having no success for a team that made it to the playoffs last year.
To an even worse receiver core than the
Dude,
Pats.
unbelievable.
He's like the best name in that group.
That's crazy. But
Um,
mentally, yes, dude, but I think it's going to come with time. And I think that he doesn't have it necessarily, and especially with having a competent quarterback in the background, that's not going to help his case, dude.
he needs to be given a leash this year, and whatever leash that is, it has to be extended. Like if they're gonna give him like an 8 game, 9 game leash of like show us what you can do. Your job is not up for grabs for 9 weeks. You are the starting quarterback of the Giants for 9 weeks. They need to automatically extend that to like 12, 13. He needs the time. He needs to know that his job isn't up for grabs. It's not a competition. He is
Dude.
supposed to be the guy here. We
So
took him
if
sixth overall, and it is probably the most agreed upon thing in NFL circles and fan conversations that Daniel Jones was one of the most overdrafted players in the NFL. He is not a sixth round pick in any universe. Sixth overall pick, I mean. But he has the tools.
I don't
He
think that
needs
that's
the time.
fair, dude. I don't think that that's fair because when you talk about a guy that was drafted, you know, any type of like below that turned out to be successful, like what do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're taking a quarterback at all in the draft, at all, like because of how important the position is, it's going to be higher. So automatically, that whole idea is biased. Do you know the point I'm trying to make
What
here?
about this past draft? The
I don't remember what it
QBs were
was,
not prioritized at all, and it was probably the same depth of quarterback as the Daniel Jones draft.
but skill wise, who was the first pick overall in the Dimes draft? It was Baker, right? Pretty sure.
No, Daniel Jones went in
Kyler,
2 years after that, or the year after that.
2018.
Was it 2018? It wasn't Baker.
Maybe 2019.
I'm pretty sure it was Baker, Saquon, and then the year after Saquon was drafted, Daniel Jones was drafted.
I think you're right.
My point is, Joe, you're trying to make a point about how he's not the most overdrafted, and um, yeah, he hasn't been put in a situation to succeed, and yes, he hasn't been given the time, and yeah, him getting hurt last year really, really kind of messed up his opportunity, but no one we were never at risk of losing him in the draft. We could have taken him in like the third round.
Dude.
He went 6th overall.
I do not remember this draft playing out like this, but you have Kyler Murray, who is easily, by far and away, the best prospect available. The thing that sucks. Oh no, never mind. And then you have Nick Bosa, Quinnen Williams, Clelin Farrell, a DN to the Raiders, Devin White, and then Danny Dimes. And then the next quarterback taken after that is Dwayne Haskins at 15, and there isn't another quarterback taken in the first round. The next quarterback is Drew Lock. It's not like there was options, and the Giants had the 6th pick. So it's like, what
There
are we
weren't
really
options
talking
at
about here?
quarterback, but in the same vein, it's not like anybody was going to take him, dude.
Let me see when the Giants'
Most
next
of the
pick
other
was.
teams, Dexter Lawrence.
No, okay, so they picked DeAndre Baker at 30,
Dexter
Dexter
Lawrence at
Lawrence at
17.
17. I guess, dude. I guess, but they knew that the Redskins were looking for a quarterback too.
And I think they
They picked
outwardly said that
Haskins.
they wanted Haskins.
It's such a toss up, dude. I mean,
He just,
hindsight.
dude, he never had a great season. What did he play at Duke? He never had crazy stats. Like, I don't know why he was drafted so high. Nobody was talking about
But,
him.
dude, what is the NFL draft about? It's about physical tools, right? Tell me I'm wrong. It's about physical tools.
Yeah.
There's guys that were drafted high in the NFL draft this year as an edge rusher that only had like 3 or 4 sacks last year. That's fucking crazy. That's
Who?
crazy. I don't know. I
Yeah, you're
might
just
be making
making
it
it
up.
up. Yeah.
It might be Thibodeau. It might
No,
be
dude,
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau was unbelievable his whole college career.
All right, dude. My point is that, dude, Danny Dimes runs a 4.5. He's way over 6 feet tall. He can throw the ball far. He could throw the ball on the run.
You just
I'm sure he
described
had a great
Colin
workout.
Kaepernick.
And Colin Kaepernick was extremely successful in the NFL until the kneeling thing happened. I just don't see how it's outlandish and outrageous for us to pick him at 6. Dude, we were looking for a quarterback. Eli was way washed up at that point. They picked a quarterback. I know he's Gettleman. I know that he's an idiot, but I'm not
We're in
upset.
such an impossible situation, but we need to move on. We're doing the AFC East today.
Yeah, that's
We've been
nice.
trying to bust these out. We're starting with who was the first team that you sent me? I think it was the Jets,
It was the Dolphins, I think.
the Miami Dolphins. All right, so we're going to go down the line here. We have a couple different conversations when we're talking about the Dolphins. Just right off the bat, we could go down the line, but I don't think either of us believe in Tua.
Dude, can I please talk about Tua? This is one of my ranting points. And my I feel like we should have like after we go through all the divisions, like a bold call, bold prediction, like that we both make separate ones. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
Tua and the Dolphins not being as good as they are predicted to be is one of my bold calls. Like way worse than predicted.
Yeah, but who's saying that they're going to be good?
Everyone and their mother.
Is it all Tyreek hype?
It's the fact that Brian Flores was a defensive minded coach, and the guy they have now is apparently an offensive genius. I forget what his name
Mike
is.
McDaniels from the Niners.
Okay. And then the fact that they have Jalen Waddle fully healthy, the fact that they have Tyreek now, the fact that their defense was hot at the end of the season last year, Tua has another year under his belt, their offense is going to be tough. And then they signed Terran Armstead, who's one of the best
Oh,
O linemen in the
yeah,
NFL.
he's from the Saints, right?
But it's like, dude, I just don't see it. I understand that they won games last year, but dude, I saw this post and I freaked the fuck out when I saw this because I was starting to hop on the Dolphins train until I saw this post. By the way, Tua had 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 10 picks last year, which is Daniel Jones is getting absolutely fucking shit on. And he's had better numbers than that over a full season. Davis Mills, these are almost exactly his numbers from last season. But the Dolphins wins last year. They went on a 7-game win streak, I want to say. Or was it 6? I forget what it was. But
I know they went streaking, loss and win.
They beat New Orleans, the Jets twice, the Giants with Mike Glennon, Carolina, and Baltimore. And they lost to Jacksonville and Atlanta. So all the teams that I just said were bottom of the barrel last year, especially the Ravens toward the end of the season when they were basically a practice squad team.
Mm-hmm.
And if the hype is being built around the fact that Tua was able to win 8 games last season, and that this season there should be an improvement because of all the roster changes and the coaching changes, I think that that's fucking insane. That's like who is it? I think it's the NBA in like the summer league or the preseason plays like a Chinese professional team or something like that. It's just like so much worse team on the other side, especially the quarterbacks. This is the even worst part. Tyrod Taylor. These are the quarterbacks that 2 would beat last year. Tyrod Taylor, Lamar Jackson with nobody else around him, Joe Flacco with the Jets, Cam Newton, PJ Walker with the Panthers. Or no, I forget what team.
Yeah, no, it was.
Mike Glennon with the Giants, Zach Wilson in his rookie year, and Ian Book. What team is Ian Book on?
He
The
played
Saints?
one game for the Saints, yeah.
What is that?
I remember taking the Dolphins, the under and the Dolphins spread in that game. For some reason, they were dogs.
Unfucking believable. And like all the hype around the defense is based around this massive turnover like ratio that they had. It was like in that 7-game win streak. And it's like every single one of these quarterbacks is a backup or is not on a team this year. Cam Newton, PJ Walker's probably not on a team. Tyrod Taylor's the backup to Daniel Jones. Lamar is obviously great. Glennon, Ian Book. None of these guys are real quarterbacks. And their defense went off on them. I'm not impressed. All right, my rant is done. I'm sorry.
I loved it. Dolphins defense. What do we got on their defense?
Literally just that they faced those quarterbacks. Like, dude, they won. How many games did they win last year? I just have that Tua was 8-5.
I think they
And he
went.
was the quarterback for
I
that
think they
7-game
went
win streak.
8-9.
They started off 1-5, right?
I believe so.
I think they started off 1-5. Everybody was panicking about the Tua situation. And then they win 7 in a row. I think they go to 8-5.
They went
And I
9-8.
think so they get up to 8-5 and they're pushing for the playoffs and they go 1-3 the rest of the fucking season. Trash! Fucking garbage, dude. Garbage. I'm so fired up for the Dolphins to suck this year. I'm so fired up. And I think Tyreek is going to be doubled so hard. I think Jalen Waddle is a. See, like, I'm like, okay, Jalen Waddle maybe is a good fantasy option. But Tua is his fucking quarterback, dude. Get the fuck out of here. And Myles Gaskin is nowhere close to an RB1, but that's their RB1. Get the fuck out of here. I can't wait for them to suck. Me and Jack went through their schedule.
Dude, they went 1-7 to start the year.
That's yikes. Holy dick salad.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
They got
right?
shut out by the Bills in week 2, 35-0.
It's probably 28-0 in the first half. Then they probably ran the ball, couldn't run the ball, gave it back to the Dolphins. They couldn't fucking score. Fuck the Dolphins. I like Tua, dude. That one throw that he made in the championship game, remember that? Came in at halftime for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, guess who you threw that ball to?
Devontae Smith.
So
Hell of a moment. Hell of a moment. Up the left sideline, I remember his fly route, blown coverage. See you later.
It's like, dude, we were never fans of college football in the 2000s or the 2010s. And it was probably like always like a wide range of like, oh, this player from here and like remember him from that. And oh, he threw it to this guy. Oh my God, I can't believe that was so long ago. For us, it's like all the players now, it's like either Georgia or Alabama. That's it. LSU.
LSU. Yeah. All right. Well, me and Jack broke down the Dolphins' schedule. We have them losing to the Patriots badly, dude. I like. We'll get to the Patriots.
Do you want to
I
go
like.
through the whole schedule?
No, but I just want to highlight some of the like, because dude, we have them finishing 5-12, which might be like 3 or 4 wins less than the majority of the people. I mean, we have them losing to the Vikings and Steelers. I still, dude, it's been a couple weeks since we did these, and I still feel good about that.
Yeah. No,
The Vikings and the Steelers, I feel that
dude, they also don't have a super easy schedule.
100%, dude. Especially the back half.
Dude, playing their own division, the Pats and the Bills, two great teams.
Yeah,
Whoever
dude,
says that the Pats are not going to be good is just
crazy.
not
And
paying attention.
it's a system. Mac Jones is a fill-in, just like fucking the receivers are in the Brady era.
So they're playing the AFC North, and it looks like the AFC West? No. And the NFC North.
Yeah,
I mean, the Packers, the Steelers, the Browns, you got a throw in game of the 49ers and the Chargers. That's brutal.
dude, we have them losing every game to the AFC North, losing to the Ravens, losing to the Bengals, losing to the Steelers in week 7, and then losing to the Browns. Dude, week 10, Deshaun Watson is only
Deshaun's gonna
suspended
be
six
back.
fucking
Yeah.
weeks. The
And
NFL is appealing it,
they're
and the
still gonna appeal
NFLPA
that.
is
Yeah.
suing the NFL for appealing it. Crazy, dude. But if Deshaun does play, that's a wash. We took the spread -6.5 for Cleveland. And I mean, dude, they have a 5 game stretch of the Niners, the Chargers, the Bills, the Packers, and the Patriots. How the fuck are they gonna get through this, dude? With Tua and Gaskin? Come on, dude.
No chance.
Tyreek is gonna get his. I think that just yards after catch, Tyreek, he's gonna get his. He might win them some games just with one play, bro. But
I've seen,
I
dude,
don't see it.
I've seen the diva wide receiver and how it plays out every single time. The quarterback is nothing without the receiver, and the receiver is nothing but without the quarterback. And they're both trying to be like, look at me. And they're both idiots. It's all the coach and the team. It frustrates me so much. It's like you got to this point being so driven and so grateful, and now you're like greedy and you think everything
Selfish.
goes to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what happens to these guys?
All right, you good on the Dolphins? I can't wait to
I'm
not talk
way
about them
beyond good. Yeah.
until the season.
Actually, I'm bad on the Dolphins, but let's move
Dude,
on.
the fucking NFL starts tomorrow. Preseason. I know a lot of people don't like the preseason. I mean, it sucks because the first game that every team has, the first quarter, maybe only the first drive is played by
Okay,
the
dude,
starters.
when is the Giants game?
August 11th against the Pats.
It's
So next
Sunday.
Thursday. Next Thursday. Today's
No
the
way.
third. Today's the third. Not this Sunday. Next Thursday. Today's
Why
the
are we
third.
playing on Thursday?
We only have 3 preseason games this year. The Jags and whoever they're playing. I think it's the Raiders have 4.
The
Because
Bengals and the Jets. It's the Pats, the Bengals, and the Jets.
fired up. All right, let's move on to the fucking Jets. Zach Wilson, number 2 pick overall last year. He's definitely smaller, dude. I'm not sold on him yet, dude. You want to talk about people not being sold on the Hall of Fame quarterback the Giants have at the helm? Zach Wilson, I am not sold on. He only had 2,300. He had a worse season than fucking Tua last year. I mean, dude, it's the Jets,
He
and
has way less to work with.
they
So much
had
more ineptitude.
5 receivers between 431 yards and 538 yards, with 538 yards being their highest receiver, with Elijah Moore. I guess they were injured last year. Corey Davis and Elijah Moore were their top two, and they were both hurt. They only played 11 games. But Michael Carter, disappointed. Yeah, they drafted him in the first round last year.
I think so. I still think he's
Yeah,
got
they,
some
they did.
potential.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They did draft Brees Hall this year, so obviously they don't believe that much in Michael Carter. Like I would, dude, I'd be fucking pissed off. You're gonna draft me to this shitty organization in the first round to go side by side with the quarterback, and you're gonna draft my replacement the next season when you gave me absolutely no chance of being successful? Fuck you. I'd be like, fuck you guys. But he's not in a
NFL's a
position to do that.
business. I know it shouldn't always be like this, and the
Yeah.
conversation shouldn't always resort to it, but NFL's a business. Go out there and prove that you could be a good running back, and somebody else will take you.
Michael Carter only had 600 yards last year, 4 touchdowns, and he had the lion's share of the carries. Dude, they were bad at fucking everything. Everything. Their offense was putrid. Their defense wasn't
Putrid.
much better. Third worst in the NFL in allowing pass yards. They only had 7 picks the entire. Yikes. Seventh least sacks. Worst rating. I forget what that means. CHI? What the fuck would that mean? I don't know. Second most first downs. Dude, they're terrible. They're fucking terrible. Robert Sala. Last year was his first year. Or am I tripping, dude?
No, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Dude, he has a deep resume. Seattle defensive quality control coach with the Legion of Boom. Won a Super Bowl with them. 49ers DC when they went to the Super Bowl twice. I mean, dude. Wait, they went to the Super Bowl twice? No,
No.
they went once. They went to the NFC Championship. Um, but dude, he knows what he's doing on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm pretty sure they drafted heavily defensively this year. Oh, they drafted Sauce,
Mm-hmm.
and they drafted
Sauce and Brees.
and Jermaine Johnson 26. I feel like that was one of those guys that Sean
Oh
was
yeah,
high on
I
that
wanted
fell
that
in the
guy,
draft.
dude. It's like I don't know what other draft pick did we have besides 5 and 7? I think we might have had a chance at that Jermaine Johnson guy, and we passed on him. Oh yeah, and then we got Wandale. We'll see how we
Which
do
dude,
now.
he's looks good in training camp so far. I mean,
I
I
mean,
know it's
everybody
3 days
looks
of
good in
training
training
camp.
camp right now.
Not true. They did draft Garrett Wilson 10th overall though, and Brees Hall 36 overall. So I guess they went both sides, but they definitely picked some. They had a good draft, dude. 4 picks in the top 36. They had a good draft. So I guess that sounds good. Their O line was pretty solid last year without two of their best guys. And yeah, dude, I guess move on to the schedule. There's really not much to really dig into here. We have them finishing 5-12, ironically, the same record as the Dolphins. Yikes. We have them beating the Browns in week 2 because no matter what, Deshaun's not going to be there. We have them beating the Bears, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Seahawks. So it's pretty much the bottom feeder wins. That's really all we have to say, dude. I don't see the Jets really having a big season. Like, what would be significant? Like, what would be a good season in your eyes for the Jets?
Just small
Player milestones
improvements.
included.
Just small improvements. Either decide whether I think the Jets are a defensive team. I think they're a defense first kind of squad. I think they were when they were good, when they had Sanchez. Um,
Or
I mean, at that time they also had Rex Ryan, and but this solid guy is also from defensive background.
yeah, they have to
Um,
be better on defense this year.
so they got to have a good defense. I don't know if Zach Wilson was ever a good pick, but
BYU, it's another small school, dude.
dude, we'll see. They might turn into like the Ravens or the Browns of the past couple years with like A lot of play action, a lot of running, and good defense.
All right,
But
I'm good
like
on
they
the.
don't really have a lot of potential.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely a start from scratch situation. It's all on Zach Wilson, dude. If he could throw for like 3,500 yards, he only completed 55% of his passes last year.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Holy moly.
and 9 touchdowns, 11 picks. There's a lot of room for improvement there, guys. A lot of room. Let's see if he can pull it off. All right, let's move on to the people that actually matter. The Patriots and the Bills. Let's start with
Dude,
the
I am
Pats.
getting so tired. What is happening to me? The New England Patriots. I can't believe Mac Jones had almost 4,000 yards last year.
Especially in such a run-heavy offense. But look at dude already. Like he was a rookie last year too, and I guess this is a tribute to Belichick in the system. But like he completed 67% of his passes, threw for
Holy shnikes.
22 touchdowns, 13 picks. The 13 picks were probably expected. He's a
That
rookie
is
quarterback.
so system quarterback.
Yeah. But 3,800, dude, that's like an average of over 200 yards a game for a heavy running team. Um, dude, Damian Harris almost had 1,000 yards last year, but he had 15 touchdowns. And him and Stevenson both averaged 4.6 yards per carry last year, which is really fucking good, especially for
Uh-huh.
dual backs. Most of the time, you have one guy that like gets the more favorable in space runs and averages like over five, and the other guys are more of like the grinded up the middle, like 3 yards a carry guy. But these guys both ran the ball well last year. The receiving core is nothing to call home about. Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, like we said earlier, they traded N'Keal Harry. But dude, like we said before, I don't even know why I'm saying this, dude. It's a system.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The guys are going to be in the right spots, and that's all that matters, dude.
You could put in Mark Dent and Buzz Flibbit. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Buzz Flibbit, you remember that guy?
Yeah, I do actually. He played like one game for the Jets. Oh, we know how that goes. um Now the thing that I love though about the Patriots is their fucking defense, dude. Second the NFL in points per game allowed, 17.8. Like any offense in the NFL should be able to score more than 17 points in a game. And when your defense is holding the other team to that, like you got a good chance to win a lot of football games,
And they
dude.
only went 10-7 last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 12 games this year.
Wow. Well, we got to look at their schedule after. Remember, they're playing the same divisions that the Jets and the Dolphins are. But they were top five in every single passing category last year. And they were 22nd in the league in allowing rush yards, but they led up the least amount of rush TDs, only allowed 9 rushing touchdowns last year. That's red zone defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's stopping the other team when it fucking matters, dude.
Mm-hmm.
PFF ranked them second best overall defense. And then their O line is
It's
strong
just
too.
something you never saw coming.
Never. I don't even, dude. I can't name one player on that defense.
I thought that they were so like average slash
Oh my
subpar.
god, yeah, dude. Especially, dude. It's like the whole Brady leaving situation. It's like he thought that they were going to take this steep drop.
Dude, and I guarantee that Belichick, even though like they let him go, they let Brady go and all that, and like whatever, like water under the bridge, he definitely didn't want all this blowback about Brady. Like he never wants any of that stuff, but like
Yeah,
he didn't seek it out. Brady just brings that story with him, whether he wants it or not. And Belichick's just like, I'm gonna keep doing this thing and keep my winning ways. That whole Cam Newton experiment kind of
yeah.
hurt his rep a
Really weird.
little bit, but
It was a
dude,
bridge
they got
quarterback.
Mac right back in and they're good.
Yeah, dude, their offense is, I mean, their offensive line is really fucking solid too. It's just like all the foundational things that really make a football team good. They are good at. And I'm a big fan of the Patriots. You know, the Tom Brady-less Patriots. So we have them finishing 11-6, one game improvement from last year. We have them losing to the Packers at Lambeau in week 4. And then they have a really nice stretch of 4 of the worst teams in football with the Lions, Browns, Bears, and Jets. And then they host the Colts. Dude, I saw 2 or 3 power ranking articles today that had the Colts going fall. Like we reviewed the Colts and Jack's really high on them. I'm so, but wait, dude, we reviewed the Colts on
Yeah,
the
we did that
podcast.
last podcast.
Yeah. I think we had the Colts actually go 12-5. Their schedule's a little bit easier. But we have them losing to the Colts here, and then we have them losing to the Bills, losing to the Cardinals, losing to the Bengals, and losing to the Bills. Dude, I don't feel good about the Cardinals anymore at all.
I never did really. I hate to be that guy like, oh, I saw it coming and like give me credit. Not even like that. It's just, dude, Kyler Murray. He has statistics that prove, dude, PMT, Big Cat
I
brought
know
this
what you're
up.
gonna say. I was just gonna say this. Say it.
I think in November every year is when the new COD comes out and his numbers visibly drop fantasy football wise. Like he starts out in the first like 6, 7, 8 weeks of the season, he's lights out. He's awesome. They're winning games, and then as soon as the new COD comes out, maybe he pays a little bit less attention to the playbook. You know, that little clause that got put in and then taken out of his new contract. It's kind of
Yeah, it's a
embarrassing.
really embarrassing situation for both sides in the Cardinals organization. But yeah, dude, I was literally going to say I don't feel good about the Cardinals because of that.
Mhm.
Like, if there's gonna be stats that prove that this is true, like I don't trust you anymore, dude. Especially because the playoffs are at the end of the season. And the Cardinals are playing the Patriots in week 14. So dude, I don't know. I could actually see Belichick outsmarting the fuck out of Kyler. Are you yawning?
Cliff Kingsbury. Yes, I am yawning. I
What a
can't
fuck.
stop.
All right, let's move on to the Bills so that Jack can go sleep or whatever. He's not gonna go sleep. All right. Josh Allen is the favorite to win the NFL MVP this year by a good amount. Last year, he had 4,400 yards, 36 touchdowns, 15 picks, but he also had 763 rush yards and 6 rush touchdowns. Absolute beast.
Could this be Daniel Jones?
It is Taylor Jones this season. Devin Singletary, dude, I am a big like when the Patriots beat the Bills last year in that snow game. It was embarrassing being a fan for the Bills' sake, like listening to the commentators say they need to run the ball. They need to run the ball. They need to run the ball. It's snowing. They need to establish the running game. And they just refused to run the ball. I'm pretty sure they were like 75-25 pass to run in a snowstorm,
Yeah, I think Allen had. I'm gonna look it up right now, but I think Allen had 45 pass attempts.
probably. And for them to only like that is just purely they don't have confidence whatsoever in the run game. And Devin Singletary had 870 last year with 7 touchdowns.
Oh, he was 15 for 30 with 145 and a tutter.
I guess they just like how
Mac
many
Jones, on
rushes
the
did they
other
have?
hand, 2 for 3 for 19 yards.
Yeah, dude. That was one of the coolest stat lines I've ever seen, especially because the Bills have like the best defense in the NFL. And the Patriots just like ran it for 4 or 5 yards every single play of the fucking game. That
What
was
was the
so
next
cool.
thing you wanted to know about how
Well,
much they ran the ball, the Bills?
yeah.
So quick math, 75 plus 24, okay, 99. 99 total yards. Rushing. Allen with 6 attempts, Singletary with 10, Zach Moss with 8, and Matt Burrito with 1.
Wait, how many yards did you say? 99 total?
Yeah.
Yikes, dude. Yikes. Yikes.
That means you had 244 all purpose yards as a team.
That's fucking.
That's like the Giants.
No, the Giants are worse, or were worse last year. But so two things I want to say about these Bills. They drafted a running back, I'm pretty sure. We don't have
Dalvin
that in
Cook's
here.
brother, James Cook.
And apparently he looks really good and he's getting reps in the first team. And Dawson Knox had a breakout season last year in my eyes. I think the last couple games of the season he was
I think
blocking
he's
for
going to be a
touchdowns.
touchdown machine this
He
year.
had 9 last year. He definitely had 6 in the
That's a
second half.
sneaky 9 touchdowns.
Right? And then, dude, Gabriel Davis to me is like the perfect, like it. What I'm saying about him is, I understand that the only thing I know about him is that he had 3 touchdowns in that Chiefs game. That's pretty much all I know. I didn't pay attention to a single thing he did last year except when he had those 3 touchdowns. But he has the size, the speed, the hands, now the experience in the offense to be a perfect 2 to Stephon Diggs. You've Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the NFL right now. You have the running game is going to be better. You have Stephon Diggs, top 5 receiver in the league, as the 1, and Gabriel Davis as a big, athletic, strong, fast number 2. Dude, I'm telling you, he's going to have a big year this year. I'm telling you. There's going to be a lot of attention on Diggs. Either way, both, dude, and Dawson Knox, dude. I'm telling you, they are going to be so good this year. Everybody knows that, but I'm telling you, Gabriel Davis is going to be the biggest beneficiary. Okay. The defense is ranked first on PFF. They allowed the worst, completion percentage, the least amount of passing touchdowns, the 5th most picks. Like, they were good at literally everything. They allowed a 65 passer rating. They allowed the least amount of first downs. They allowed, hold on, the worst first down percentage on drives. Like, every single stat they could possibly go through. They were amazing at. So, Jack, do you think that the Bills have what it takes to make it to the Super Bowl this year?
Yes.
Do you
It's
think
no it's no accident that they are the favorites. As soon as this past Super Bowl ended, the Bills right on top. Josh Allen, MVP next year. Dude, they have all the tools. And it's like I didn't even know how good their defense was last year.
neither did I?
And they were phenomenal all year. And they didn't lose anybody, I don't think.
Yeah.
And they have the best quarterback in the league probably this year. And they added runners to their team. And dude, they're gonna be an absolute force. And the fact that they get to kind of feed off of 2 teams in their division, it's 4 wins. Um, and then I guess we're about to go through their schedule, but there's not a lot of teams in this league that can beat them. I mean, they play the Rams week 1, and then after that,
They they look good, dude.
their schedule is kind of tough.
No, dude.
Dude, Ravens,
Look,
Steelers, Chiefs back-to-back weeks is not easy.
dude. The Steelers I could see competing with teams that have a suspect middle of the pack quarterback and a middle of the pack defense, which I mean makes sense. But I think that defense is good enough, and that offense with Big Ben last year was good enough to win football games. So like,
But dude,
but I don't think they could
it's
be
not
good.
just the wins and losses that I consider, it's the in-game, like how hard was this game to win? And Tomlin and the Steelers, there's a reason that they haven't had a negative record the entire times that he's there. They will compete in every single game. I guarantee that just like Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett. I didn't say this before when we did the Steelers, but I guarantee Kenny Pickett's going to be another system quarterback that fills that role. He can get the job done. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
And
He's
if
capable.
Najee, like they're gonna have a solid run game, they're gonna have a solid defense, and I'm pretty sure their O line is good. So it's like those foundational system things, dude. I
Dude,
think you had a
that'd
good
be
point.
so funny because the AFC North is like the defense division. Like the Browns have a good defense. The Ravens have always had a good defense. The Steelers have always had a good defense. And then the Bengals. Bengals are kind of the odd bird because those three teams that I just named, great running teams. And then you have the Bengals, they're pass.
Yeah, I mean Joe Mixon can definitely hold his own, but he's the only one. Joe Burrow's not a running quarterback. They don't have a number two.
But no,
Jade
what I'm
Green is
saying
their
is like
backup.
they're like a at least 60% pass team and they have unlimited weapons and a great passing quarterback.
Yeah, definitely a different style team. But dude, yes, their first 6 weeks are all possible playoff teams. It's the Rams, it's the Titans, it's the Dolphins, which
We just talked
yikes.
about them, yeah. You know how we feel, fans.
The Ravens, I think, will be able I think the Bills defense will be able to handle the Ravens. I think the Bills defense can handle the Titans. I think the Bills defense, dude, Bills Chiefs is the new classic. Like, when was the last time they had a game that wasn't a down to the wire? This is the best players in the world playing against each other type of game. That's going to be unbelievable.
Ooh,
And
once
dude, the
they hit
Rams
their
game
bye
too.
week, dude, you wrote a Packers would win that game. I vehemently disagree. And I think they easily win their first 5 games after the bye, even with Deshaun on the Browns.
Yeah, I don't know
Patriots,
why I
that's going to
put
be
that
a
they would lose to
test,
the Browns.
but they cruise through the rest of the year besides the Patriots,
Yeah, dude, big time. Holy shit.
which could be bad. It could bode poorly for them heading into the playoffs playing like lower competition teams. I mean, the Patriots will be a great tune-up game right before the playoffs start, but who knows if Josh Allen and the starters will even be playing in that one. They have the Bengals before that, but then Bears, Dolphins, Jets going in backwards order. Add the Lions to that.
The
Like,
Browns, the Vikings, the Jets. I mean, dude, if like let's just say they split with the Patriots and then they split the playoff team win loss win loss win loss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll call the
12-5.
I guess yeah, dude. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like if they beat all the teams that they should, like the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Browns, all those teams, and then they split the playoff team games, then they're fuck yeah, 12-5, 13-4, 14-3, 15-2. Like that's possible. Dude, there's not gonna be a game. Maybe the Chiefs or the Rams that they are not favored. But I don't know why they wouldn't be favored.
But when you talk about the best teams in this league, dude, the Chiefs took a massive downturn last year. They went on a massive winning streak. I think it was like something like 8 games. But
Yeah.
um, dude, when you're the best team in the league in the NFL, it's not really surprising when you have like 2, 3 losses on the entire season. How many years in a row have the Packers gone like 12-4, 13-3 before the 17 game schedule? The the Chiefs the other year when they won the AFC won the AFC entirely, they went like 14-2. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills absolutely ran rampant on the
Yeah.
entire rest of the NFL this year.
So I just wanted to check the Bills Rams. The Bills are favored in that game.
Yeah, I
On
mean,
the road
I
against
feel
the
like they're
defending
younger
champs.
too.
They are younger too. The Rams are those like the Von Millers, the Aaron Donald.
There's no
They're
way
all older.
they did not retain Von Miller.
They did, dude.
No way. I'm looking it up right now.
I think it's either them or the Broncos.
Dude.
What?
Dude.
Do you have the Giants?
He's on the Bills.
Oh my god! What the fuck? How did we miss that? Jesus Christ, dude. He's getting after it. Against the Rams week 1 in
Dude,
LA.
he's had some really rough looks in his career.
Mm.
Yikes. All right. So we have their projected final record at 13-4. Dude, by the time we finish all these previews, I mean, we're going to be running well into the preseason. Even though we only have 4 more divisions left. Do you want to do like predictions for who wins the Super Bowl? Do you want to do who wins the AFC chip now that we've projected the whole AFC right now?
Sure.
Do you want to make like a little stipulation that you can't pick the Bills?
I guess. I think it's gonna be either the Chiefs, the Chargers. Actually, that's probably it. Should I throw the Pats in there? Should I throw the Pats in there?
Or the Colts?
Or the Colts? Fuck. I think a lot of the Colts season relies on Jonathan Taylor's success. And then obviously Matt Ryan. But the Bengals, dude. Fuck. I think the Bengals were on one of those New York Giants runs.
Yeah. Not that they can't have sustained success,
yeah.
but they're not going to win like the AFC. Like, dude, what is it called when you have the best record in the AFC? It's not the AFC title because that's the championship.
The pennant?
This isn't baseball, dude.
I'm just asking.
I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to be the team with the best record in the AFC in any given year. They're going to be there. They're probably going to make the playoffs for a lot of the years that Joe Burrow's their quarterback, but
dude, okay, just listen to what I'm saying I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying in general. Just tell me how you feel about this. The Bills are minus 116 against the Rams week. You think that's good? I think that's good. Based on everything.
Spread 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bengals are minus 300 favorites against the Steelers. That might be a take the fucking Steelers spread.
So I think last year you and me weren't super well versed in how the NFL makes their lines and everything. And it's really hard to pick teams, especially with like the crazy long money lines. But they're severely overvaluing the Bengals over their divisional opponent.
That's what I'm saying.
Like minus what, 350?
Minus 300.
Yeah, no, I still think that's too much. They're probably gonna win, but like, what's the spread? Like 7.5? Okay.
All right, next. Eagles at Detroit. Eagles are minus 205. 4.5 spread.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think if that game is week 10 instead of week 1, I think that's a heavier spread. All right. Colts over the Texans minus 375 with an 8 spread. That's fair. Saints minus, dude, I forgot what the Saints are. We're going to get to the Saints. Saints minus 215.
It's Jameis season, baby.
Yes, man.
Wait.
Here we go. Ready? Really fire?
Giants plus 6.5.
No. The Patriots are dogs in Miami. What the fuck is going on, dude? This is what I'm talking about. The Patriots are dogs. Unfucking believable.
I'm appalled.
I'm appalled. I'm hammering. I'm hammering. Let's check out the alt spread.
Oh my God.
They don't have
Dude, so we're all good on the Bills, right?
Yeah, I'm going through week 1. Let me finish this over.
Oh my goodness.
Ravens minus 245 against the Jets. Browns, Panthers are even. Yikes. Return of Baker Mayfield. He might be on the bench. Yikes. Dude, I watched an hour-long documentary on Trey Lance last night. And I think differently about the 49ers now, dude. I'm fired up.
You think he's going to be good or bad?
Really good.
Dude.
49ers are minus 270 against the Bears. Commanders are minus 200 against the
Why do we
Jags.
think that? Why do we think the Trey Lance is going to be good?
Just watch the documentary. Maybe it's because
Never.
I feel
I
emotionally.
don't have the attention span.
Raiders plus 160 against the Chargers. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Chargers are probably like 4th most favored to win the Super Bowl. And the Raiders are a light minus 3.5 or plus 3.5. Let's go, dude. Let's fucking go. On the
Divisional
road, too.
opponent.
You're a dick. Giants plus 230 against the Titans. That's a huge. Let's flip.
Are we just going to totally like the whole year just like hammer Giants money line? Hammer Giants money line.
Probably spreads. That's the safer play because they're always going to be heavily dogs. So plus 6.5.
I can't wait to see the Giants like down 3 with like the fourth quarter starting and it's like 24 to like 21. And it's like, oh my God, we're in a football game.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Chiefs minus 164 against the Cardinals. I'm hammering the Chiefs.
Cards are going to get a lot of credit. They're not that good though.
D-Hop is out. Pack and Kirk is gone. Packers minus 132 against the Vikings. What's happening? Tampa Bay minus 134 against the Cowboys.
That's a treat of a week 1 game.
Yeah.
Is that Sunday Night Football?
8:20.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Boom 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 boom. It's Al
That's a Joe
Michaels.
Buck's voice coming.
Yeah. Joe Buck on Sunday Night Football.
Oh, he's
What
on
are you
Monday Night
saying?
Shut up!
Sorry.
All right. And to round out week 1, Broncos at Seahawks. Broncos are only a minus 215 favorite with Russell Wilson abound against Drew Lock. Thanks. Okay, I can't wait for that day. September 8th is when I'll put in my 16-legger. And I'll be ready to rock and roll.
But tomorrow we
Yes,
got the Jaguars versus.
and the Raiders.
I already hammered the Jags money line. Opposite of the Giants, I'll probably be taking the other team's spread against the Raiders all year. It's gonna be awesome.
You're an asshole.
Nah, I just have to prove a
Okay.
point, you know? It's like when
Yeah.
Sharif said Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. It's
Yeah,
like,
what a
get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
The Raiders are not good.
There they are, dude. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It's 10 o'clock. Where are your kids at?
Make up and smell the coffee.
All right. Well, the Pirates tied it up against the Brewers. And we're going to wrap it up, Jack.
Thanks for listening to the CinqBoys podcast. Follow us on Instagram at CINQ Boys. Follow us on Twitter at CINQ Boys. If you want to learn more about the boys, You can go to our website at CinqBoys Sports Betting and News Podcast.com.
It's a long domain, but we get it done. Just Google CinqBoys and then it'll come up. Yes, please.
Yes, boys. All right, this is signing off. Have a great day. Go Giants.
Daniel Jones is a Hall of Famer.